everybody, and welcome back to the FANTEAM TONIC episode 2, where we're going to reveal our teams today. Obviously, lots of players we discussed on the last pod, and now we're just going to show you our 15 and see what you think of this. So, Ben, you there, mate?
Hey, mate, you right?
Yeah, I want you to run through your 15, bit of reasoning behind each player, and I know we touched on a lot of it on the last pod, but yeah, show us your 15, mate.
Yeah, I've got Bachmann in goal from Watford, 4.5 million. And I've got his understudy Ben Foster on the bench for 4 million. So that's a combined value of 8.5 million. I just think Watford have got decent fixtures to start with. And I like to wild card around the international break. So if I'm not happy with my team around then, at least we've got more information about who's playing well and I can change it up. Um, in defence, I've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, 7.5 million, most expensive defender in the game, so I can drop down to anyone that I fancy. If I might drop him down anyway to upgrade my midfield. I've got Maguire, 5.5 million, always in the box. Possibility of shots on target.
Yeah, definitely.
United look like they're going to be solid this season with the signing of Varane. And I've got, starting with White, but I've got Ayling on the bench. So my thoughts there is that I'll start with White against Brentford. And then I'll swap him for Ayling for the next game. Leeds are playing Everton and then Burnley. So
Yeah.
Arsenal have Chelsea and then Man City. So I'll rotate them too.
Yeah.
In midfield, I've got Son, who's 9.5 million, and I think even starting against City, I still think I fancy him to score.
Yeah.
He always seems to do well against City, and then he's got a nice run of games after that. He's got Wolves, Watford, Palace, and then he's got Chelsea, Arsenal. But yeah, and he might be the main man if Kane goes to Man City. Could be on penalties as well.
Yeah.
I've got the two most expensive midfielders in the game. I've got Salah. He looks like he's going to be my captain for the first game against Norwich. Uh, what else do you have to say, really? It's a good game to
Yeah.
start with. I think most people will probably be captaining him on the first game. The other man I've got is Bruno Fernandes, vice captain for this, and just really good player, isn't he? On penalties, free kicks, he scored 2 the other night, didn't he? The friendly. A lot of people are, I think, trying to play the game without him and maybe going for Sancho, but I love him. I think he's brilliant, Bruno. So
Yeah, I think
he's
it's
in my top.
sensible going with the proven.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. My other man is Buendia, 6.5 million. He's attacking like demon. He got 15 goals and 16 assists, I think, last year in the championship. So now with Grealish going, I think he's going to be the main man setting all the goals up.
Yeah.
Playing number 10, I think. And then I've got like a Basuma in there at the minute in midfield. He seems to do quite well in this game. 4.5 million. Just he might average like 4 points a game. But if I downgrade Trent, I could bring in say Mora, Smith Rowe, Tillemans, Harrison, for example, and then go for like a 5.5 defender like Stones, Digne, um, Wan-Bissaka, or even go Sufal, 5 million.
Yeah.
And then up front, I've got Lukaku, just added into the game in the last 24 hours. 10.5 million, closest player to Kane. So at the minute, I'm looking to have Lukaku, but it could all change by Friday. I fancy him to do well against Palace, though.
It's going to be tricky, isn't it?
Mm.
Once we know where Kane has settled, and you look how you've kind of struggled a little bit with getting Lukaku, Son, Salah, Fernandez in. You imagine you trying to get Kane into that team.
Yeah,
I
you won't
mean,
be able to.
no, I mean you've already sacrificed your bench,
Yeah,
so it's gonna come down to little things like that where who's picked the right um, like ingredients, the right say two or three or maybe four premiums.
yeah.
The right combination is the word.
I've got five premiums, really, haven't I? With
Well,
Trent.
yeah, sorry, Trent. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
Trent.
but
Yeah, do apologise. Yeah,
yeah, I probably need to downgrade him.
and
I don't
I
know.
mean,
Or I might get rid of Son. But yeah, it's not nailed, this team. Probably I'm happy with most of it though.
no, the base is there, isn't it?
Mm,
It's like you say, you're probably going to tweak a few little bits here and there. Whether you downgrade Alexander Arnold to upgrade Basuma or something like that,
yeah,
but that could be the team. And Lukaku
yeah,
starts game week 1. You've got, like you say, you've got five of the main men there, aren't you?
yeah,
And Buendia, great shout. I think Tony could easily bang against Arsenal. He could bang all season. He's a talented lad. He's got
yeah,
something about him. On penalties, any penalties, he gets some goals there.
yeah. I was
Um,
listening to an interview with him the other day, and he seems so confident.
oh yeah,
Yeah, 33 goals last year. He says he can't wait to play against Van Dijk. He wants to
yeah.
show that he's good enough to take on Van Dijk. So
That's what you want, isn't it?
yeah, 6 million's a bargain, I think.
Yeah, I do as
Um,
well. I think he's pretty much a must
yeah,
for teams because he's a little bit of an enabler as well.
yeah,
But then he's going to play week in week out. He's on penalties. Do you know what I mean? Even if he scored 10, 12 goals this year, he's a good asset at that price.
yeah, definitely. And then
Um,
I've got Omar Bamidele on the bench. He's he's like Norwich's centre half. He's he played at the end of the season, and he seems to be nailed now. I think he's only 19.
yeah,
Took and For 4 million, he's a he's all right for the bench. I think. He come on, might get a few points if I need him. They haven't got great fixtures, Norwich, but I'm hoping not to use him. So and then
I think
I've got
Norwich against anybody's you're going to struggle, aren't you?
yeah
You look at Norwich versus any of the Premier. Yeah, it's never going to look good for the defenders. But
they'll
I get
fancy
it.
themselves against the bottom half of the league, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they've got to. They've got to. But
Mm,
yeah, clean sheet wise, I can't ever see that. But
mm,
like you say, these are enablers, aren't they? These are
yeah,
the people that are allowing you to put them 5 star men in your team.
yeah. Well, I could have put a Marty in as well. He played for Leicester last night in the Community Shield. He's only
Yeah,
4 million. Um, Probably will bring him in before Friday.
yeah,
And if, like we said, with Liverpool, if Robertson's injured, and Liverpool play a friendly tomorrow, so if Simicus plays, that's 4 million as well, another enabler.
yeah.
So you could easily do that. And then my last man on the bench, he's not even playing for Leicester. He's gone out on loan to Portsmouth. Oh, David Hurst's son, George.
David
four
Hirsch, what a
million is
legend.
cheapest striker in the game, so just put him in for as an enabler, really, to give me
Yeah,
more for funds.
yeah. There's always that thing between do you want an expensive bench that are
Yeah,
going to sit there with points on the tally that you're not getting hold of, or
yeah, and then
just leave some cheapies on there that
yeah,
enable you to have the best starting 11 you possibly can.
Yeah, and in the fan team we don't have the chips, do we? So you don't need the bench boost
Yeah,
to have a great bench or anything like that. So
yeah.
you can put cheap plays on your bench really.
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, it's the one player you've probably got on your bench there. Well, two players. Sorry, Foster obviously can. If Backman had an injury, he
Yeah,
switches straight off the bat. You don't worry about that. So you got set and forget on your keepers, and then Ayling. Obviously, you've already planned the move with White,
mm,
switching between the two. The other two, you're not really arsed about because you don't care. They're sat on bench. You're not bothered about
yeah,
them. All the rest of the players are playing. You're not concerned about the fixtures. So yeah, makes complete sense. Gives you the money elsewhere to be able to have them five premiums. I love it. I like it. I think it's a good side. Obviously, for me, Basuma, I like Basuma. I think he's a good player. Um, and I wouldn't want to downgrade Trent. I think that's what you're probably dealing with, isn't it?
yeah.
I wouldn't want to downgrade him either. But yeah, I like it. Do you reckon, James?
It's a good side. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you've done well there, Ben. You've gone for a similar defensive setup to myself. I like you. I like Son in there. I think he's a good pick. Um, I've been looking at Basuma myself. I mean, he plays 90 minutes every. He'll play
Yeah,
90 minutes if he's fit.
yeah,
That's always good with the Fanteam scoring system with the latest changes to the points. Um, I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't know Tony was quite as cheap as he was. So I'm now looking at my side, going, "Ooh, what could I do with the extra money if I downgrade one of my forwards?"
Go on then, let's
No, I
jump
like
into
it.
your team, James.
Yeah, sure. So, like I said, similar defensive setup to Ben. I've got Backman and Foster, um, Trent. Um, I've gone for Ben White of Arsenal. I'm not 100% on him. He's but 4.5 for an Arsenal defender seems pretty good value. Um, Brandon Williams is in there at the moment. He's a placeholder. I'm not. He's likely to. I'm likely to change him, particularly if I go with a bomber Delhi, because having double Norwich defence probably isn't something I would recommend.
yeah,
I've got, in midfield. I've got three of the top four most expensive players.
Yeah,
Um, I'm still thinking that one through because it does impact the rest of my team. And as you'll find out when I come on to my strikers, I might be tricky to upgrade to a Lukaku or a Kane. So
yeah,
going through the midfield, I've gone for the Liverpool double up. Manny and Salah. Manny's looking good. He's more kind with at 10 million. Mane's pretty good value in this game. I think he'll be a lot better this year. Um, they've got a good fit start to the fixtures, a kind at the start of the season. So I'm not convinced. The only trouble with doing that, of course, is that it does affect the rest of my side. So I've got Fernandez in there as well.
yeah,
My two cheaper midfielders, so I'm going with five in midfield. I've got Suchek partly because of his shots on target ratio. Also is kindly looked upon in fan team. And I've got for Rafinha as well because I think he's amazing. Um, Even though he's 7.5 in this game and only 6.5 in FPL, I still think he's a good shout. Up front, I've got you could you could argue two injury-prone strikers at the moment.
yeah,
I'm currently gone for two 7.5s, but I am thinking team structurally wise, I might have to move that around because it doesn't give me an easy route to Lukaku or Kane. So I've got
yeah,
Wilson in there. If he's fit, he knows where the goal is. That boy.
yeah,
But as we know that we've got Newcastle have potentially just signed Joe Willock, so he at 5.5, I might be looking to find a way to get him in.
yeah.
And I don't know if I want to Newcastle, so he might be on his way. I've got Antonio up there as well.
I
Good
mean,
player, slightly injury prone.
That,
Um,
that pair have got their hamstrings from the pound shop, haven't they?
they have, yeah.
I mean, they don't
So
last
yeah,
very
there's a
long.
potential risk there. And when you look at my bench, you'll also see it's slightly risky because I've literally got £4 million players. If you
Yeah,
include Foster in that. Um, Abomadeli looks like he's going to play 4 million enabler, like Ben said. I've got a Marty in there as well. I don't think his natural position is centre back. He did play there in the Community Shield, so I don't know whether he's going to stay there. Again, he's not nailed at the moment. And I've
yeah.
got same as Ben. I've gone for the cheapest forward in the game at 4 million, which is Hurst. Um, so yeah, that's my team. What do you think?
It's that midfield is heavy in it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Salah, Mane, Fernandez, and yeah, like you say, it does impact the rest of your team. I like that forward line. I like Wilson and Antonio. Um, it's just the injury proneness, isn't it? You just know if it's definitely going to be one of them that goes. It would definitely be one of them. But yeah, Wilson both on penalties, both know where the net is. I mean, they'll score goals. It's how long they stay fit for. I
yeah,
like Souček. I like Rafinha. Rafinha, like you say, is a quality player.
Yeah,
Um, Brandon Williams, he's at Norwich, isn't he? Brandon
he
yeah.
Williams,
is. Yeah, yeah.
he's a good player. What
He's
was
only a
like?
placeholder at the moment. I'll probably switch him to another 4.5 because Norwich have not got a good start to the season, and
No,
I don't trust them defensively from watching them in previous seasons. So he's just a placeholder at the moment.
no. For me, I mean, with Ben White, great opening fixture. He's a good player. I like Ben White. I think he'll definitely shore them up as well. And then they've got a tricky set of fixtures after that, haven't they? Arsenal, like Ben was saying about taking him out and switching him in with Early.
Mm,
But yeah, I think it shows, doesn't it? Like when if you try and fit them massive premiums in that
yeah,
midfield, it does start to have a little bit of a detrimental effect, especially to your bench. Your bench is wiped out.
yeah,
Um, yes, it's interesting then going on to my team because I've got I suppose I've got a little bit differently because I think my bench is a little bit better, but then I've not probably got as many premiums. And what do you reckon, Ben?
I like it. I like your bench, James. Amarty's playing at the minute. I'm a Bamadeli, Foster, and Hurst just to make the money up. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about Williams. Like you say, you're probably going to take him out anyway, aren't you?
Yeah,
yeah,
And Wilson, you could like drop him down to Tony and then get some extra money for Williams. You could probably even put a 6 million defender in there. Then
yeah, yeah.
your
I
your
mean,
I like your midfield a lot. It's
mm,
really good. Rafinha, Souček, Salah, Mane, Fernandez. I really like that. And Antonio I like as well. I think he'll have a really good season this year. Just hoping he
mm,
don't get injured. And Wilson's not a bad pick because he was saying this. He got interviewed by Alan Shearer and he was saying that he wants to get into the World Cup squad for next year for England. He's going
right.
to try and get into the top goal scorers this year. So that'll be interesting to see how he does
definitely.
with Willock now back in the team as well.
Mm,
Be good.
Yeah, I like it. I do. I think it shows, like you say, how well they've priced the game, how quite difficult they have.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, we jump onto mine then. Let's scrutinise this. Um, Sanchez and Raya as the two goalkeepers, Brentford and Brighton. Um, I think I'll probably just alternate between the two. I'm going off the shot stopping. Probably both going to be peppered all season. Well, I'm just trying to get the save points really. Both 4.5 million, so only 9 million spent. That's probably the maximum I'd want to go to for
Yeah.
goalkeepers. Probably a 5 and a 4 or a 4.5, 4.5. Yeah, that's where I'm at the minute. I don't know who to start with. To be fair, I think Sanchez got a easier game away at Burnley, but we'll see. We'll see with that. In defence, Bertrand, your lad, Ben.
Yeah.
Obviously started the pre-season well. When I seen the signing go through, obviously on a free transfer, I thought that's a great signing. You never know whether he was signed as a backup or but Bertrand's a very, very good left back. I couldn't have seen him signing for Leicester to be second fiddle.
No.
I think he's a very good player, so hopefully he continues that run at 4.5 million. That's cheap. Good run of fixtures for Leicester. So next to him, Matty Cash, who I think I've got him in many formats as well. I've got him in FPL. I've got him in Dream Team. But yeah, quality player with decent fixtures, good clean sheet potential, good attack and return potential. Tricky one here is because not long before I put this draft out, I did downgrade from Trent to Van Dijk, and I know it's probably off the back of the friendly that he's just played 70 odd minutes. I'm hoping Van Dijk starts the season, and if he does, he's staying in my team. Shots on target, he's such a danger up in that in the opposition box. Aerial threat is pretty damn good, and I just think that 1.5 million from him to Trent is better spent elsewhere. I think you probably see through the midfield is it's allowed me to do a little bit more with that, even that 1.5 million. So first there is Mahrez, who he's probably nailed in that City forward line.
Yeah.
Loves a shot, which is obviously a good bonus in this game. He had some decent stats last year, goals wise, assist wise, so he's in there. Our mate Harvey Barnes, 7 million. I think that's quite cheap because he's such an attacking threat. If he comes back even 70% of where he was last year, he's such a good player, so dangerous. Like every time he picks up that ball, he's only got one thing in mind: he's make something happen, and he's pretty damn good. So hopefully he picks up where he left off before his bad injury, because he had a decent pre-season, hasn't he, Ben?
Yeah.
So he's looked
Played
all right.
really well. Scored in the game against Villarreal. Yeah, looked really good.
Well, that's what you want in it. So hopefully he comes good. So it's kind of like balanced it out, like between not having Fernandes. I wanted Fernandes, but then when they go to the cost and these cost the premiums, this is where I've balanced it. So obviously Salah, I've got 12.5 million. He's a no-brainer. It's the first person I click on in nearly every team. Son, I think you touched on it, Ben. Like, he's such a good option. Obviously a midfield option, but he's probably playing through the middle. He's probably going to be on penalties, depending on what happens with Kane. But he's a really good shout. Obviously, after the first fixture, he's got some decent fixtures as well. I've gone for Greenwood. Obviously, on the downgrade, it's downgrading from Fernandes, but obviously he's going to be up top. If there's not many penalties go about in the first few weeks, that'll be good. And Greenwood could probably sneak a few goals up there. Obviously, with Rashford being out, Cavani not ready. So there is method behind that. And then to my forward line, Antonio. I've currently got the captain on Antonio. For that.
I was going to say that you're not going to captain Salah. Then you're going to stick it on Antonio.
I thought they were the other way around, but I must have proper faith in his hamstrings. That it should be all right. Yeah, but Antonio, I mean, yeah, West Ham have got a good side. He's such a good player, Antonio. I'd love him to stay fit for a full season. I like to see how many goals he'll score because he's a nuisance. He's a nuisance for defenders. He knows how to put the ball away. And then Watkins next to him. It depends. Obviously, I've played around with Watkins, Ings, moving people around. I'm pretty happy with that team. I'm pretty happy because it allows me a little bit to have these on the bench, which is Raya, obviously a Brentford, which was touched on about the goalkeepers just having 9 million for that. But I've got Tony on the bench.
Yeah.
At 6 million, which is a good option. So he's not a dead player. Ayling, a good option. He's not a dead player either. I actually expect him to have a very good season. And Johnson at West Ham, I think he might get a few minutes. Again, the bench is probably more playable than both yours, but I think I've got less premium players. And whether that comes to back to bite me on the arse is, well, we won't know until the first few weeks. But I kind of like the balance, but I want you two to kind of rip it apart.
That's a lot of money on the bench, Tony. I have to say,
It
£6 million
is.
player on the bench. You're going to have a rotation. You're going to have a headache every week. I think picking your side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That some people like to do that. What you might find, of course, is you can never get it quite right. You'll put Tony in your side, and when he won't score, and then you put him on your bench, and you have a bench full of points. So
Always a threat. Yeah.
that is a concern. But clearly you've thought that through, so it might work. It might work. What do you think, Ben?
I just think when you get one of these last minute, like, there's a warm up injury or there's something goes on, and you've no bench,
Yeah, yeah.
and you've got a player jumping into your side who he's not even starting. In fact, he's out at Portsmouth on loan.
Yeah.
I just think for the unforeseen, I like to have at least a player on there that might turn up.
Have you got any money in the bank?
Do you know? That's a tough question. I will tell you.
Now, the reason I ask that is that, again, similar to my side, I don't really see an easy route to a premium forward, um, and probably not even an easy route to KDB if you wanted him. Although, if you've gone without Fernandez, I presume you've probably thought that as well. Just a thought,
It's 1 million in the bank.
right?
I was trying to save. Um, Obviously, with Lukaku entering the game, he's a bit of a pisser.
Yeah,
Lukaku's entered. Obviously, you got the Kane saga to play out. Um, yeah, 1 million in the bank. It would take me 2 transfers,
yeah.
but I'd like to think I'm not going to need a transfer after the first week anyway.
You're
So,
confident.
well, I'd like to hope so. You've got the two free transfers. You've got the 1 million in the bank. I think that'd be enough to deal with bringing Kane in or Lukaku,
Cool.
one or
Fair
the
enough.
other.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think many people will be able to bring in both.
No, I don't think you can go with two premium strikers. Not well, you can, but it's gonna. There's so many good options in midfield. I think, and there's so many cheaper strikers that could be an option. So I think one premium striker at tops.
Yeah, yeah, I think I'd go with that. Would you reckon, Ben? Go on.
Yeah, I like your teammate. I'd probably would pay 500,000 more and just get Martinez in goal. If you're going to spend 9 million, you might as well spend 9.5 and then get a 4 million bench player because
Yeah,
Martinez will play every game and he seems to get loads of points, save points. He was one of the highest point scorers again last year, wasn't he?
yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, and obviously you haven't got Bruno, but I like the midfield, so it's probably worth going with that midfield. Like you say, you can pick another team. You can pick as many teams you want in Fanteam, can't you? So you can pick Bruno and another team.
yeah, yeah. I've
I really
currently got
like it.
6 teams.
Hey,
6 teams.
you've got six
Um,
teams now. It'd
six
probably be more
teams.
than that by the end.
Oh, I hope not. It's it's boiling me head at the minute. But
We
yeah,
you can duplicate them, can't you, as well?
yeah, I've got two teams. So yeah, two lots of two teams kind of thing.
Yeah,
This is one of them. I like it. I like that Martinez idea though. Just take a point 0.5 out of someone else
yeah. I
and
think
put it up there
Jed steers 4 million as well from Villa. So
and
if
double up on the Villa
Martinez is
keepers.
yeah, but then that might hinder you on the other options for Villa because Villa's got quite good players, haven't they? So that's the only
Yeah, it's
thing.
true. Yeah, yeah, three of the team. Watkins up top.
Mm,
Obviously, Ings has come into the game, hasn't he?
yeah,
Yeah, I like it though. It's definitely food for thought. That obviously Van Dijk being one,
Yeah,
especially like we don't know whether he's going to start and stuff.
and you'll
But
have the
yeah,
headache. You'll have the headache of picking a goalkeeper every week because you've got two starting goalkeepers there.
yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah,
Kind of like to have a punt each week and see who
yeah,
can I choose the right one. But
mm.
yeah, save points come into it. I'd like to like that's what I've been thinking about picking like a Brentford goalkeeper, a Brighton goalkeeper. You're probably going to get decent points from the saves alone.
Yeah.
You don't have to concentrate too much on clean sheets. But a person like Martinez is prized because he's probably going to get peppered and he's going to probably keep clean sheets like he showed last
He's
season.
like a premium keeper, isn't he? Really,
Yeah, he is.
for 5.5
He,
million.
he's strange, but yeah, I I think we've all got a decent side there. It'd be really interesting to see how they start and how they go on.
Yeah,
Probably a good time now to plug our Fanteam mini league,
yeah,
which I'll leave the link in the comments if anyone's interested. £5 entry. Um, yeah, get involved. Get a shout out on the podcast every week for Dream Team, the Dream Team Tonic podcast. But yeah, it's good to do these. I do like the game fan team. It's enjoyable. I like the point scoring and stuff. So we will track our teams throughout it, won't we? And see how it goes.
yeah,
Just
Yep.
hopefully it's give everyone a decent idea of where they should go or who they're thinking of. Maybe mix a few things up and see how it plays out. But yeah, thanks for listening. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.